All
Hello,
right.
hello.
Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing?
Good morning, Tuesday morning. Bright and sunny where
Why do
we're
you
at.
always give me that face whenever I say good morning? Good morning.
I love the way you are excited. How excited you are. So
That's great.
yeah, so
Love it.
good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are at, and welcome to the Savanh Family Show. And yes, in each family, it's true, right? That we treat sometimes one member, favor actually a member of the family over the other. But however, it is there is a way of showing love and care equally among all your family members. Let's figure out how. So, is this: how do married couples like us, who have busy schedules, run high-performing businesses, face challenges daily, raise multiple children,
And yet, still remain in love, passionate, and happy like when we first dated?
that is the question. And this show will give you the answers.
The Savant Family Show.
Master your relationship, your life, and your business now. Welcome back.
We're back.
Yes, and hey, if this is your first time watching us, or listening to us, we just want to say welcome. And my name is C. Savanh, my beautiful wife, my amazing business partner as well, Phyllis Savanh.
Hi, and I'm also the technical support here.
Best of everything, right? Wife, business partner, technical support, all in one, all wrapped in one. So pretty amazing. So let's start with what we are celebrating today or what we are grateful for. We really want to help everyone really understand the concept of, we have a lot to celebrate and we have a lot to be grateful for. We just don't do it, right? Enough, right? Maybe you do some of it, but we just don't do enough. So how can we get you to do that every single day and maybe even throughout the day? So what are you celebrating and or what are you grateful for? Let us know in the comment section. For me, I am really super grateful for my amazing wife here. We're super busy. It's almost year end. I do have a lot going on right now with this new launch and several launches that we're doing and this course and really trying to over deliver to our community. And I'm super grateful for her to allow me the time to really do that. Allow me the time to really work much longer than I normally should and want to. And then she knows that, so she kind of leaves me alone and she does her thing with the kids and does her thing. And then, I obviously am involved, but I know that she understands that I'm busy and that I need it. I need that extra time right now before year end. So she's allowing me to do that. So I'm very grateful. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Love it.
No, at the same time, I'm also very grateful that he's obviously working very hard towards what we need to do. It's a very tedious process because there's so much thing that it's have to be really think and you absolutely need to be in your think zone and in a quiet zone. A lot of time if we are together the kids will be here because mommy's kind of like the kids magnet. So they're always gonna be with me. So I just bring that chaos away from him so that way he can do what he do best.
Yes. So
so we complement each other. I think that's what we're grateful for too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I love the schedule because it allows me to still be with them, and then when they go to bed, I actually wake up and go and work from about 10 to about 2 in the morning. So it's pretty cool. I love it. Love it. It's my flow time. It's my creativity time.
So what about you? Comment down below. Don't be a stranger. Just really let us know. What are you grateful for? What you're celebrating? Again, when you're in the default world, you just don't really celebrate enough. And this is the reason why, I would love you to, subscribe to us, listen to us every single day. Because, again, we're no longer in the default world. We are still working towards, the world that we wanted to be on. And we noticed that, there's a lot of people that's smiling at us and be happy every single day, no matter what.
Yes.
Regardless of what's going on with their life.
Yes.
So if that is the life that you want, please, click the
This is how you
subscribe
get
button.
there.
Like the video and continuously, following us because that's where we want to bring you.
Yes, most definitely. So today we're going to be covering the 10, continuing our 10 secrets to a happy family. Yes. And today's topic is how to love equally.
Ooh, that's a good topic.
Yes. Because there are favors, right? We do favor family members, differently from each other. Our two boys, for a good example, right? Alexander and Troy. Do I love them one more than the other? No, actually, I found that I do love and care for them equally. Never one more than the other, but I do favor one or the other on certain things, right? Alexander is very talented. He's very book smart, and I favor him when it comes to like, things that involve with learning or intellectual. And then I favor Troy when it comes to the boldness, the adventurous, things like that. So but I love them both very equally as my children, and Kathleen and Chris as well. Love them all equally, but just we do favor them in certain strengths that they may have. That's maybe why. But that doesn't mean you don't love anyone less, right? So today, how we're gonna talk about how to love equally. Okay.
Yes, and the truth is, when I first had my first baby, I did not. What I was really the purpose that I have, again, I was in the default where is I'm gonna have both of them, so in the way they can compete with each other, so that they can compare with each other and see who is gonna be a better kid, and I'll give my attention to the better kids. And then after I have them, and after I get into this new world that we're in, I realized that that is not the right way of doing it. This is the reason why I feel like I was not
Not
feeling
enough.
enough and not loved when I was growing up, because we're always competing and always being compared, and I don't think that's a good way of growing up, and that's not a good way. I mean, the truth is, even in the adult world, do you like to be compared? Do you like to be talked down? Do you like to? And again, comparison a lot of time is not fair. Just kind of what Steve was saying. Alexander is much more intellectual. Troy is just much more.
He's got the street smart, right? Not book
Yeah,
smarts. He's
yeah.
very, he knows his surroundings. He's out there more than his brother talks, right? He's just a better communicator and things like that as well. So I mean, they
Yeah,
have
they're
both
just
have different
different.
strengths. Yeah,
Yeah, they're just very different.
totally.
So the
So
first point.
yeah, the first takeaway we're gonna share with you is try to be fair and not just right. Right?
Yes.
Try to be fair with you have children, multiple children. It's really try to be fair in terms of loving them, equally, right? And for us, it's like I show them love equally, right? Between Chris, Kathleen, and down to the boys. The boys are, we sometimes it shows like we love the boys more, the little ones. Why? Because not that we love them more, it's just they're cuter right now. So that's why. That's so you that's just right. So, but yeah, to be all fairness, they're just a little bit cuter. So yes.
Yes, and hey, welcome Joe and Claire. I love it. You guys are back again. And Joe was saying that one of his gratefulness is being able to sleep well and soundly again after experiencing sleepless night. And for Claire, comparison can really be avoided in the family. And a lot of time, that's what we're striving towards. How can we compare in a nice way, compare in the goodness in them, right? So I think that this topic is very important. Try to be fair and not just right. There's a period of time that I speak with Alex, and Alexander doesn't feel good because Alexander feel like I was more strict to him than to the brother.
Yeah.
And then what I did is I was explaining to him on why. And I think that's very important to let them know about the fairness that we have on them, right? So what I did with Alexander is I tell him, and I show him some example, and then I tell him too. So a very good example, right? I say, well, I mean, do your math. Alex, 5 plus 5 equals to how many? And then Alex immediately say 10. And then, when it comes to Troy, it's like, okay, 5 plus 5 equal to how many? 2. And then we'll laugh, right? Me and Alex will laugh. And I say, yeah, and then I say, Alexander, just look at in this example, Troy hasn't really developed the brain as good as you are. That's the reason why you are able to answer that question so fast. And do you want me to do a 1 plus 1 equal to 2 kind of math question to you? He's like, oh, no, mommy. I am like in the division, in the multiplication, in the, he's in a complex word, and he loves to be challenged, which is, a blessing for me. And I say, well, but you're telling me that you want to be like Troy. So that means that you wanted to, you want me to do 1 plus 1 with you. He's like, no, mommy, I don't want to do that. I say, yeah, I mean, again, I hold you in the higher standard because you're smarter. So I wanted to challenge you. Even the games that you're playing, remember the game that mommy bagged for you? It's much more challenging towards you. And the game that Cha is playing is literally is like puzzle, right? Okay, match this puzzle, triangle with triangle. So again, I treat you guys very differently because it's different expectation. You're smarter, so I have to hold you a much higher, level. And Church just doesn't really understand yet. And sometimes I just say, oh, Church have a little bit smaller brain, so he doesn't understand. Even though he might look big and he might look smart, but if you tested him out, you guys are just on a different level. Did you notice that? And he's like, oh, mommy, no, I understand what you're saying. So you do treat us really fair, but in a different level because our intellectual level is different,
Yeah.
right? And so now he's like, oh, okay, mommy, now I understand. So again, try to be fair. However, you gotta explain to them the level of fairness, the level of rightness, and the perspective of you. How do you see it, and allow them to see what you see.
Yes, yes. And then the next takeaway that we have is take turns, practice constructive criticism. Is that the same? Sorry. Yeah.
So the point number 2 is
Yes.
take turns.
Take turns.
Take number 3 was the criticism.
Sorry,
but we're gonna do take turns first. There's nothing sorry, baby. I think you do it on purpose because
Yeah.
I think take turns and practice constructive criticism is it's great.
Yes.
It's great. So I would say take turns. What would that mean? For me, I when coming to buying toys, I usually buy them toys together.
Yep.
If I buy a toy for Alex, I usually will buy a toy for Troy. So in that way, I can talk about fairness. However, there's gonna be time that when you come to it, there's no way around it. So what we do, how do we dispute it with the family? Is scissors paper stone. Whoever win, who picks, right?
Yep.
And however, we do take turns. Hey, this week you're gonna let Troy decide where we're gonna go. So then Troy will say, "Oh, I wanted to go to Legoland." Okay, great. And then tomorrow, then the following week is okay. Where do you wanted to go? And then Alex will say, okay, I wanted to go to Chuck E. Cheese. All right, great, perfect.
Yep.
Right.
And if the other one fusses, we say, well, last week you picked, so this week Alex is then picked.
Yes.
So yeah.
So again, it's also practice about fairness, right?
Yes.
And they take turns to pick the toys. They take turns to choose. They take turns to go ahead. So we usually allow each other to take turns. Even mommy and daddy, sometimes we take turns. Who go first, who goes second, and it's okay because so in that way we have it's almost like the fairness. So not everybody take a turns, right? And again, if you cannot dispute it, then we're gonna scissors paper stone. Whoever wins gets it. And obviously, Alexander actually found the trick to scissors paper stone. So a lot of time he actually wins.
So. And then takeaway number 3 is practice constructive criticism, right?
Yes.
So right now, one of the things that I'm doing with Alexander, who's really on schedule, on point, and on a lot of things that he's doing throughout the day, and he's actually the one that's like homeschooling. Hey, time to do this. Try time to learn this. Time to read the Bible. Time to to do math. Things like that. But he right now is at a point where he's forgetting to pray in the morning. So what I'm doing is, I started yesterday, and I was like, I wonder if you forgot something today. He's like, I don't know, what did I forget? And then I bet you forgot something today that you're supposed to remember, which is obviously praying. He goes, oh yeah, I forgot to pray. I said, okay. So because his job is to, when they get up, is to pray right away, right? To give thanks, be grateful, pray every day, every morning, and get his brother to do it. So I used a thing where I said, well, do you forget about eating? He goes, no. Do you forget about, grabbing your tablet every morning when you get up? That's one of the very first things you do, right? Just grab your tablet. Yeah. So how do you remember to grab your tablet, but you don't remember how to pray? It's the same thing, right? It's equally as important, if not more important. He goes, yeah. So can you, like your tablet, can you just say when you wake up, before going and grabbing the tablet, can you, pray, right? So I give them a constructive criticism and explain essentially the why behind it, and you're using a comparison of, you grab your tablet, you don't have to think about that, right? That's your default. You automatically just go and grab it. Why can't you automatically pray, right? So he's, slowly, surely getting in. So now I know that by the end of most likely this week, it's going to be just like that, right? Just as equally as he going to picking up his tablet right away in the morning. The prayer is going to be before the first thing that he actually does. Right. So.
And actually, Daddy, I have a really good tip for you.
Yes.
He's very intellectual, so he run things by schedule.
Mm.
If you put it on the board where he run his schedule, he will
Okay.
ensure that they are done.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on there.
Yes, and again, constructive criticism with Troy. Troy's so in our home, there's good video and bad video when they're watching on YouTube. Good video is obviously things that will challenge them, will let them learn.
Yeah.
Bad video is obviously things that just does not give them any nutrients for their brain, right? So there's two type of and again, Alexander is always by the book, so he does not really watch a lot of those video. And then a lot of the bad video, but again, Troy is like he said, street smart, so he's always being love to be challenged,
Trying
so
to get
like
away with stuff. The little rebel in him.
Yep. So I always practice constructive criticism in the way that I just practice a lot. Well done, well done. So I focus on the good that he does. So every time I went out there and I noticed that he watched good video, I would just praise him. I will praise him. I will give him high five. I'll tell him you're amazing, you're awesome. Give you guys candy, food, or whatever. And so in that way, he feels so good every single time he watch good video. So in that way, he's gonna move himself towards the good videos because he know that whenever mommy comes out, mommy's gonna praise him, and he knows that the whole house will know every time he do that. And another constructive criticism, it's actually this is a pretty good act that we do between me and Alex. Sometimes Troy will get out of control and he will be kind of annoying, or he'll make some noise, or he'll fuss or whatever. And one time I told Alex, I say, Alex, don't give fuel to the fire. Don't give oxygen to the fire. So we're just gonna ignore him, because that's one thing that Walden does. You just ignore them when they're doing the bad thing, because that's where they want attention. And then when they do good things, and you just praise the hell out of them. And so there's a couple of times I almost got into like, Troy, why are you doing this? And then Alex would be like, Mommy, don't give fuel to the fire. I was like, okay. Then we just pretend to talk to each other and ignore Troy. And then immediately, he would just stop because he didn't get the attention that he need. And it works. And then me and Alex would just give each other a high five. So again, what do you do to practice your constructive criticism, right? I know that Claire was saying that, constructive criticism is important. Her children will not lose their self-esteem. Absolutely. I think growing up, there's always about, why are you not good? Why didn't you do that? Why is the next door neighbor, better with you in English? And I was like, man, but I was better than them with everything else, just English. So now I learned to, get my English so good. So now my English is one of the best in the family. Yes. So I guess, it's good and bad, right? However, I totally agree with you, Claire. We really need to focus on the positive, criticism, to make sure that, they their self-esteem is there, so that whenever they have peer pressure, they're not going to they're not going to get pressure into it, because of the not enough, right? And obviously Joe, it's kind of cool. Joe said that take turns is their house have a rule, him and his sibling will have to schedule to do house chore to ensure everybody's doing something to help. I think that's great too. Everybody should take turn to contribute, and take turn to enjoy, take turn to laugh, take turn to pick, so in that way it's, it's fair, right? Yes, it's fair for the whole family. So
yes, most definitely. So this is a great, I know this is an amazing topic for you and your family that you guys can implement and incorporate in your family. And if you do things that are, that can add to this list, to add value to us as well as the rest of the audience, please comment below as well. And we, again, hit the like button. I know that this is what has been amazing for you.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, hit it right now. And then if you have things that you want to comment on, please do. And then if there's people in your family or somebody you love that actually needs to hear this, please share this with them as well, so that they can get a chance to see this and you can impact their life as well. Okay. So, and below there are links to learn more about us and learn more from us if you're interested in additional training by us at all. And then also if you haven't watched the previous episodes, please go back and watch them as well. Okay.
Yes. And to summarize today, how do you love equally? Try to be fair and not just right. Take turns and practice constructive criticism. just by sharing with you guys, I got so much out of it, and you reminded me so much on how to love equally. And again, it's not just intellectually you have to love them equally.
Yes.
At the same time, you also have to explain to them what does it mean by how to love equally.
Yes.
And that's it. That's it that we have of the day.
And the question of the day is?
The question of the day is, how do you let your family know that you love them equally?
Yep.
What is the one action you're going to do today to let them know that, how you're going to love them equally?
Yes. So enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you very much. We love being here with you guys. So enjoy this amazing day, and we'll see you in the next show. Love ya. If you like this show, subscribe now.
Remember, mastery starts here.
See you on the next show.